Time for the birth story. Okay, so my last update was from Thursday, July 24th. That's the first day I was easing into doing my curb walking and trying to be a little more active, hoping maybe that would encourage baby to come. My due date was the following day, Friday the 25th. So on Friday, I was even more determined to get up, to be active. I was walking a lot more. It's summer and it's hot, so I wanted to be in the air conditioning. So I went to my parents' house because they have a lot of square footage, indoors, air conditioned, plus they have the staircase. So I was walking a lot downstairs and doing the stairs as well. I've done up and down the stairs quite a few times with different babies to encourage labor to progress, and that's worked for me in the past. So I decided to give it a try this time. Walked a lot on Friday, tried to be very active, and nothing. I know it's not a big deal. I know babies don't usually come on their due date. I've never had a baby come on their due date. So I was trying not to be too discouraged, but I've had this feeling that it's a big baby. I know they can put on a lot of weight in those last few weeks, and so I was determined not to go too far past my due date because I kept saying I'm gonna have an 11 or 12 pound baby, which who knows. I was telling some of my friends, I really want to walk this baby out before Sunday. Obviously, still keeping in the back of my mind, like maybe baby's not ready. We'll just see what happens. Had an appointment, was dilated a little bit more. She's a wee baby. Had an appointment, got checked, was dilated to about a 3, closer to 70% effaced, so it was making some progress. Plenty of Braxton contractions, practice contractions, but still no contractions in my back, which is where I feel them whenever I go into labor. Trying to keep active, trying to be patient. So on Saturday, did a lot more walking. Around 2 o'clock, started having a few real contractions that had moved to my back, which for me is signature real labor contractions. I've never had contractions start in my back and it not progress into real labor and have a baby within a day or so. So then I was really excited. I was like, gotta keep this momentum going. So went back to my parents' house, did some more walking, did the stairs a bit more. 2 at a time. This is 11.
Your 11th time up?
11th time up.
Wow.
I'll give an update when I get to this platform. So I'm having contractions every 3 to 5 minutes. They're only lasting about 30 seconds. So trying to get them up to that 1 minute mark. So I'm doing the stairs as I've done many times before. Lunges up the stairs.
Is it working?
I don't know. I do it about 15 times. And then I take a little break and see how I'm feeling from there.
So Jess, you think you're gonna go to the hospital tonight?
I hope so. I got my hopes up very high, so I better not let this slow down. That's 12.
Okay, we got our last
Number 15.
number 15. Let's see. You have to slide down the slide this time. That'll put you right into labor, right?
That would probably do it. Alright. I'm just gonna walk down here on the flat frame for a little bit.
You got this, Jessa. You can do it.
I'm feeling it now.
Is it in your back?
Yeah, I've been feeling it in my back. They're just not lasting very long. But once they last for a minute, that's when you're supposed to go to the hospital.
Do you want me to time it for you?
When I get a good one. That one was kind of fading fast. Every time I feel like I always Google. So I was Googling, how long should your contractions be before you go into the hospital? I was having contractions about 5 minutes apart, but they weren't lasting super long. They were like 20 to 30 seconds, and I didn't feel like I couldn't talk or walk through them. So I was like, oh, these are still like early phase contractions. I need to wait till they get a little more intense or a little longer. 45 seconds to a minute is what I kept reading online. So I was getting tired though. Contractions were going from maybe 2 to 6 p.m. and around 6, I was like, I'm just tired. I've been walking so much. I'm just gonna lay down. I was at my parents' house. I was like, I'm just gonna lay down on the couch for a little bit and take it easy. If things stall or stop, then maybe it's just a sign that I need to rest tonight and not push this too much. So I've been laying on the couch for maybe like 15 minutes, taking it easy. My contractions were still coming about every 5 minutes or so. And all of a sudden, I heard a audible pop, and I knew right then my water had broke.
What happened, Jessa?
What happened? My water just broke.
Wow.
I was having a contraction, and then all of a sudden,
Guess what happened? Her water literally just broke.
That's what I did. I tell you what, these couches have gone through a lot.
Oh my word.
the water just broke. This is insane. Okay, we have to get her to the hospital.
Did we get a towel? No towel?
What does the water look like?
It's just literally just water. It's like a bag of water that the baby sits in. Okay. Oh, water balloon. Goodness. Only a few of my family members were there. My dad and a couple of my younger sisters. I was like, somebody go grab a bath towel or something. I don't even know what to do. So somebody ran and grabbed a bath towel and brought it to me, and I was expecting like so much water. It's been a while since I've had a labor that started with my water breaking. My last couple, my water hasn't broken until I've been pushing at the very end. The past few weeks I've been walking around fearful to go in the grocery store or in church because I'm like, my water's probably gonna break in the most awkward circumstance. So thankfully I was just at my parents' house. Still hilarious. So I get up, I'm walking, I'm not having like water gushing or anything like that. I was like, let's go to the hospital because I've never had my water break and baby not come within a short amount of time. Like, you know, anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours, baby comes. So it's usually really fast once my water breaks. So I was like, well, we need to get to the hospital. So I decided to make a pit stop at the bathroom before heading out to the car. And we had a bit of a scare. When I went to the bathroom, it wasn't so much a gush of water. There was a little bit of water, but there was a big blood clot. So that really scared me. I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on? We need to get to the hospital now. So we put on our flashers. We debated, do we call an ambulance? No, we probably should just drive because we're close and I think we could get there faster. So we put on our flashers and started driving to the hospital immediately. My mom started heading to the hospital, and also my sister Jordan. We had invited her to be a part of this birth. On the way over, you know, you're having all the emotions, all the feelings. I was telling Ben, I don't remember when I last felt the baby move. I was feeling all those fears. We should have come into the hospital sooner. I should have noticed that I didn't feel baby moving for the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. I should have been more in tune. We should have, just mostly we should have gone into the hospital sooner. But I was waiting for that threshold of 5 minutes apart, lasting 1 minute for more than 1 hour, like the 5-1-1 rule. I guess maybe that doesn't apply so much when it's your 6th kid anyway. Just waves of the fear and the emotions creeping in, and yet trying to be level-headed and thinking it's not gonna help anything. Like, what if the baby is in distress? I need to stay calm. We were praying on the way over. I called the emergency room ahead of time and told them we were coming, told them what I was experiencing. They met us outside with a wheelchair, wheeled me in. They immediately take a Doppler and try to find the baby's heartbeat, and they weren't hearing anything. They're listening around. Finally, I had told them, like, I think baby's back has been over here, and they checked, and sure enough, they got a heartbeat pretty quickly. From that time span of that large blood clot until finding the baby's heartbeat, that was the longest 15 minutes of my life. I was just so relieved to hear a heartbeat, and a strong heartbeat. They said it does not sound like baby is in distress. Baby sounds like it's okay. And so the doctor came in. I was still experiencing an abnormal amount of bleeding at that point, but they said so long as the baby's heart rate was okay, they were going to observe me and see how everything was going. They did an ultrasound to check the placenta to see if they thought the placenta was detaching at all, but to the best of their knowledge, it looked like it was mostly still okay. The doctor was helping to calm my fears by saying, listen, if we were ultra concerned, you would already be in the operating room. We would not be wasting time here. So just try to take a deep breath, praise the Lord, first of all, that everything appeared to be okay. Trust the doctors. They know what they're doing. We're in a good place. We're here at the hospital. There were so many emotions in that moment, and mostly Thanksgiving, just praising the Lord that baby looked to be okay. From there, they checked me. They said I was a 5. asked me if I wanted to get an epidural. They were gonna let me continue to labor so long as baby looked like it was doing well. And so I said, yes, please give me the epidural. It was around 7 p.m. at this point. So they took me to my room. I got my epidural. My epidural did work for the most part, but it wasn't perfect. I would say probably 70 to 80% effective. I don't know why. Every time I get the epidural, it's like it works better on my left side. It's like a double dose on my left side, and then my right side's like, help me out here. Partial epidural is still better than no epidural. Because of baby's position, they had me labor for a while on my right side and then rolled me over on my left side. And at about 9 o'clock, I was feeling like baby was descending. And so they called the doctor.
Now you can have a baby.
There you go. Good job.
That is a wonker.
There's nothing like those first few moments right after a baby is born. I think there's just this flood of emotion. As a mother, you're just overwhelmed with joy, relieved that all of that labor is behind you, that baby is here, that everything is good. I think after the scare that I had when my water broke, I was so terrified for my baby's life. And so I was hit with an extra surge of emotion when baby was born and everything was okay. And I just sobbed like a baby. I just cried. We both cried. The baby's crying, I'm crying. It was such a beautiful moment, and we're so thankful. Overall, not a long labor. I've had everything in the range of 3 hours of active labor up to 2 days with my first baby. So this was definitely on the short end of things. 7.5 hours of labor. Praise the Lord, everything went so smoothly. It was a beautiful experience in the end. I'm so thankful. My mom is absolutely wonderful. She was there with me every step of the way, helping me, supporting me, coaching me. I had a wonderful birth team between my doctor, the nurses, my midwife, everybody just there rallying around me, supporting me, encouraging me. It was a sweet moment when it came time to cut the cord. First of all, I said to Ben, "You've never cut the cord. You should cut the cord this time." Teasing him mostly because I know he has a very weak stomach for such things. He's a huge support and encouragement to me throughout labor, but he doesn't want to be near all of that. So he's like, "No, thank you." But my sister Jordan, this was her first time to be at one of my births. And so I said, "Jordan, you should cut the cord." And she was really excited about that. So she got to cut the cord. She's like, "Wow, this is awesome. This is so cool." That was a sweet moment. In the hours after birth, I feel like I just get this second wind of energy. Yes, I'm so exhausted from going through what I just went through, but you're so relieved, like the baby's here and you're trying to look at the baby and see all the features and which parent does this baby look most like, or which of the siblings does it resemble. I was just sitting there soaking it all in. My mom is such a treasure. She stays with us after we have a baby, and she will care for the baby all night if we need her to, do whatever, sit up with the baby. So pitiful. What is wrong? Are you hungry again? How is it being outside of the belly? Really? Okay. I don't know what it is about the first 24 hours or so after baby's born. Sometimes they're trying to get out a little bit of junk out of their throat, or they're coughing or whatever, and it makes it really hard as a mom to sleep because you're worried, like, "Oh no, is my baby okay?" And you're always like looking at them and checking their breathing and everything. And so it's super helpful. My mom is always there. She's like, "I will take care of the baby. If you want to sleep, get some sleep and I'll look after the baby." So, you know, bring me the baby whenever it's hungry, but then she's there for those little sounds and noises to check on the baby, and I can just actually relax and get some sleep. So that first night, I would get a couple hours here and there, but because of the adrenaline, I don't think I slept super long. I was just so excited.
10. It's 9:14, your biggest.
Yeah.
Look at that cutie. Mama was nice. That nose, that's like, did Henry have that same nose? Henry has that
Yeah, I
nose,
don't
right?
know. It kind of, from the side profile, it kind of looks like Spurgeon's nose.
Oh, maybe it's Spurgeon's, yeah.
Babe, what's your final guess?
10-1.
£10 even.
No way. Oh my goodness.
There's a warmer.
Oh, it's warm.
Yeah, it's warm over here.
Big.
It's a big baby.
21.5 inches long.
Whoa.
What's that? What's average?
Isn't it 20?
I think
20?
it's about like 18 to 20. Look at those. So cute.
My goodness. Feet. Oh.
The cutest little toesies.
The next day was Sunday. My dad and my sisters somehow miraculously got all my kids dressed for church and took them to church, which I thought was such an undertaking. I don't know why I'm so impressed by that, because I know my parents literally raised 19 kids, but I was expecting they would probably just be like, oh, this is a lot of kids, we'll just stay home. But nope, out the door they went. They took everybody to church, and then after church, they brought all the kiddos to the hospital to meet the baby. We always keep baby's gender and name a secret. That's our tradition. And so when our kids come to the hospital, they get to meet their little sibling for the first time, and they get to find out the baby's gender. And then they get to go and tell the rest of the family members, aunts and uncles and cousins and everybody else, and share the news with them.